Make sure the families that are moving to your city or state first see your face on Instagram.
Now, we don't want to be posting for realtors. You want to make sure, and most real estate agents are using Instagram like a digital billboard. They post a photo and then that's really all they do. So in 2026, especially with the dawn of AI, Instagram is a part of our lives still, but we have to make sure that it's not just a place for the pretty pictures, it's also being used as a search engine. So, and that's what lives in all these apps these days. These are basically search engines. So if you're looking for a new coffee, a new place to live, people are going to go onto their app and see what's there, and you want to make sure they find you, the local expert, to help them buy their home.
Exactly. And also, if you are not using the right keywords, you are pretty much invisible. And basically, a strategic research about every post that you are doing is a foundation of the posting. And this is not about...
It's not just when we get to the posting. We're going to get to the posting, I promise, but we're going to do the whole Instagram from profile on. So it is everything, and we're not guessing anymore. So what we're going to do first, we're going to open up Instagram, and we're going to look in the search bar instead. So we're going to hit the magnifying glass, and we're going to start searching. And Instagram gives you the free tools to find the words, right? So
exactly.
First thing we're going to do is look at how people search on the app. What are the usually for specific things? They want specific accounts, or they want businesses to follow. They want topics or communities from the hashtags. They're looking at places, or they're looking at neighborhoods, or they're just looking at general topics like captions and bios. They're not specifically typing in keywords, they're not typing in phrases, they're typing in hashtags or very small things here. So when you want to look at a specific city, you need to know how people search so that you know the intent of what they're doing.
Exactly. Why is a person actually searching in the first place? Are they doing any research because they are moving to your city? Are they trying to discover, for example, a specific neighborhood like uptown in your area? Are you looking for a service provider like a real estate agent or realtor? Do they just want a recommendation for the best local spots, or they are looking for the current date of the housing market? Therefore, these are questions that might pop up that what we were thinking, and now, why we should do that.
We do have some examples. Well, like if you're researching, if they're looking to relocate, maybe they're moving to your city, or they're looking for a specific neighborhood, or they might be looking for your real estate, your specific intent, like this person, real estate agent, best neighborhoods in your city, Dallas, or I'm sorry, that's my example, and your city housing markets. These things all cover different. Now, the number one method of Instagram is that search bar, and that is what we have to understand. If you understand how people search, and that honestly, understanding and playing with the search bar is costing you nothing except your time, which is actually something. But to see how people are searching and how they find you and how they find other agents there. So I want to say, start with your base word, like your city and your niche. And if you're a photographer, you're going to write photographer. If you're a real estate agent, you're going to write real estate agent. We're not going to be hidden in this section. So, and then if you look at suggestions, now you're going to hit drop down bar.
Exactly. And what is those drop down bar?
Now, these are gold because now you're going to see what people are, the trending searches based on your, city real estate agent. And it's going to be there. And Instagram knows which terms are connected to each other. So write down or take a screenshot, as I do, take a screenshot of every term that is being connected. And for us in our area, another state often pops up. I'm not going to lie. So South Carolina pops up a lot, even though we are not in that state. So therefore, it is something that Instagram is putting us together, but it doesn't necessarily be. So it's something you have to be aware of and really focus on. And write down all the suggestions that you see. Those are the ones that are going to be the popular ones. And now when you dig deeper into the tabs, you're going to understand that.
Exactly. And the next thing is looking at the account tab to see who is ranking first. That is very important. See the words that they put in the bold part of their profile. And check the tags tab also to see how many posts use those hashtags. And check the places tabs for a specific, for example, neighborhood or landmark.
And honestly, when you're researching your competition, I'm screenshotting all of that information because I don't really care what they're doing. I don't care about the picture. I care what words are in their profile, what tags are in the post, what places are being tagged. Because if I know that, then I can now have a way to replicate. And even paying attention to audio in our niche is going to be there. So maybe there's a trending song in California, but then we might not have that in our state. So don't just look at the words, pay attention to the words are important, but pay attention to how else it's being going. The vibe, the flow.
Exactly. Therefore, also tap on the suggestion and see what the new ones appear, the new post that is gonna appear. Try to go 3 or 4 levels deep on your best keywords. And if you search, for example, moving to your area, could be any place like a Miami, Dallas, anywhere in California, wherever you are, Arizona, you might find moving to that town tips, like a moving to Greenville tips, or moving to Dallas tips. No?
Now, then I'm going to take all of my screenshots that I've been taking, because I'm paying attention with the screenshots. I'm going to then bring it to Gemini and have it read it all for me and make me a Google Doc to where I am seeing now in a spreadsheet format what I need to talk about. So I'm seeing the words, the profile, the places, and I'm now seeing it in Word format in an Excel sheet, basically, on a Google sheet. Now, another way to do it is, which is really just another way of saying competitor analysis. So when we're doing that, we're not just going to follow the first person you see. We're going to find more people.
Exactly.
Now that you've done the first one, we're going to find more people and do a little bit more in-depth about our competitors.
Exactly. For example, find 10 accounts in your city that are doing a great job. For example, look for people that they have 1,000, 5,000 followers. Make sure they post at least 3 times. You post at least 3 times a week. You want to see if people actually talking to them. And you can check their engagement rate with this simple formula.
And I'm saying again, before you take the formula, I'm going to say again, take screenshots so we can put those into the Excel spreadsheet so we can make sure that our posts are doing the same words and the same SEO, so we are growing as well. But also, you can also check their engagement, which basically is likes and comments divided by followers and then divided by time. So if this is over 3%, they're doing well.
Exactly. And look at their username and their also name field for the keywords. Check their bio to see what neighborhoods they mentioning in their bio. Also, look at the top performing content, for example, at the last months. Read the caption, see the words that they use the most, and notice which hashtag they use over and over again in the area.
And again, I'm telling you, screenshot everything, bring it to Gemini, put it into a Google Sheet, because that's what we want. We want to see it in a spreadsheet. Because if it's not just paying attention anymore, not just notice, it is a bit more detail. Now let's talk about Reels. Reels is where it's happening at the moment, and this is the top 5 reels. Find out what their top 5 reels are. Listen to what they're saying. What are their hooks? What are the first 3 words that they're saying? What text are they putting on the screen that grab your eye? Most people use the same topics, but it's how you say it and the vibe you give, which is how it works.
Exactly. And method number 3 is actually about hashtag research, and the strategy for hashtag has changed a lot lately, especially in 2026. You need to find your primary hashtag by searching your city that you're living and you're doing real estate. Look at the post count for every tag that you find. For example, basically
honestly, here I'm going to give you a little bit more.
Yeah,
we're going to rank them. If they have over 1 million posts, that's very competitive, very high competition. It's going to be a little hard because it's 1 million posts there. Hard to be found in 1 million. Between 100,000 to 1 million is still very high. It's still very hard to be found in between 100K to, that's more than our entire city that we live in, up to 1 million. Now, if you find the 10K spot, the 10K to 100K, you're in the medium spot, and then the 1K to 10K, you're in a very low sweet spot, so you can be found in this section. So you want to be in the medium and small. Micro means it's so low they might not find you. Might be seen, but it's so low no one else is finding you because it's too niche.
Therefore, 1K to 10K, which is the small, and 10K to 100K, which is medium, that is the sweetest spot. No?
Right, so your goal is to find the hashtags in the medium and small, and then you want to be discovered. So when you're seeing this related, we're going to bring it back to our spreadsheet that we've already been creating. We're going to highlight or bold those words because we're going to see which ones they're using. And now we're going to make sure that, so we definitely know we have to be in those medium to small as well. Now we want to make sure we find other words that other people have missed as well this way.
Exactly.
So you want to create like 5 hashtags for different types of posts.
Exactly. And also have one group for general topics, or for example for neighborhoods. Have another group for people that moving, for example, to your city, whatever city that you live in the United States or out of United States. And have another group also, and What is the method that we're using here, the method 4 that we want to talk about?
Well, Gemini. We're taking everything to Gemini as much as possible, because then we're also then going to go to Google Trends and Google Keywords to find out what people are actually caring about as well. So now we're going to go beyond Instagram back to Google, which is, the old school, behemoth, right? And we want to look into our city, we look into our niche and see what is rising. We look for the rising searches. Maybe there's a random rising search that you've never even thought of. Like maybe there's something about hot dogs and you're like, oh, I should talk about a hot dog there. Like, because there was people running around hot dogs in our city for whatever reason. I don't know why. But people are searching for whatever reason in the market. In 2026, they might even be searching for next year. So you want to have a question, maybe a section or a site called Answering the Public. Oh, sorry. You want to go to this website called Answer the Public as well, because you can also see what other people are asking online from this website.
Exactly. For example, question like, is moving to this city, for example, let's say Miami, is a good idea, are great. And every question can become a new reel or post that way for your page. And method number 5 is using your own data. And what is about
so
that?
Basically, Instagram gave you your keywords already. We've done our work. Checked our numbers. We look for impressions, and we also understand our MLS and our data. So this means that you have some information to actually share that might match what's going on. So we want to look at the impressions of the best post, look at the from search, and then you also who you are, and nobody can be you except you, right? Which is amazing. So we're going to say which ones you found and which ones